Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into the world of Helios Technologies and their recent filing. It's a bit like looking behind the curtain to see if the wizard is really that magical or just good at smoke and mirrors. We are going to figure out what this report means and how it impacts their value. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Come join us. Alright, let's jump right into the juicy bits from Helios Technologies' recent filing. This report is all about what happened at their annual shareholder meeting. Think of it like a school election, but with way more money involved. There were 3 main votes and we are going to dive into them. First up, we have the election of directors. Basically, shareholders voted on who gets to sit on the board and make big decisions for the company. Doug Britt and Diana Saki were re-elected and Sean Bagan was newly elected. They will be there for about 3 years. For Doug Britt, we see about 27 million votes for him, about 1.8 million against, and around 278,000 abstaining. Diana Saki got about 27 million votes for him, about 90,000 against, and 480 million against, and around 278,000 abstaining. It is worth noting 1.016 million vaccinating at 1,000 abstaining. It is worth noting 1.016 million against and 418,000 abstaining. It is worth noting 1.016 million shares were not voted by brokers, meaning that these shares were not voted by brokers. Meaning that these shares were not voted for any of these options. All things considered, it looks like these nominees had a landslide victory. Next, there was a vote to give the thumbs up or thumbs down to Grant Thornton L as the company's independent accounting firm. This is like hiring someone to check your homework, making sure all the numbers add up. Well, most of the homework passed the test with around 29.7 million votes for ratifying them. The against votes were only around 380,000 abstained from this vote. Everyone wants to make sure the books are balanced and honest, so this vote makes sure that the company is held accountable by an outside firm. Finally, there was an advisory vote on executive compensation. This is where shareholders get to weigh in on how much the top executives are getting paid. It's kind of like saying, hey, are you guys worth the big bucks? The results showed around 27 million votes were in favour of the executive compensation plan, with about 1.4 million voting against and 24,000 abstaining. So the majority seem to think the executives are worth their paychecks, but there's definitely some disagreement there. The key thing to note is that this vote is advisory, meaning the company can choose to ignore it. It sends a clear message of what shareholders think, but it is not binding. Alright, so what does this all mean? Well, the shareholders seem happy with the current direction, but there are clearly people who are not happy. It's always important to see which way the wind is blowing so that you know what is coming. Now, looking at these results more broadly, Helios Technologies seems to have a pretty stable setup. They have got their board in place, their books are being checked, and most people think their executives are being paid fairly. But these numbers only tell a tiny part of the story. It would be interesting to look at how their revenue and profits are growing. Consider Helios Technologies' latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.